to Updated Autopsy Report, a podcast from Yotze, Ben, and Friends, where we read and watch the inspirations behind Ace Attorney. I'm your host, Ben, and as always, with me are Tiago.
Yo.
And Rose.
Hi.
We're all longtime fans of Ace Attorney. We hope that through our perspectives, it'll reveal new details and provide interesting commentary for all the media we discuss. Our intro music is by Lace, and you can find all her other work at leiss.bandcamp.com. Today, we have all read the first 6 stories of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. The first short story collection. It kind of bundles together 12, short stories of Arthur Conan Doyle, which were originally published in the Strand magazine, and then were, compiled and released in book format, which is where we now read them because it's easier that way.
I'm reading a book.
I think for me, I've read these stories before, but a long time ago, back when I was a teenager. Tiago, have you ever read any of these before or no?
God, no.
Okay. And I know the answer already to this question, but
why are you asking
Rose.
me?
Rose, haha.
I mean, we've established I'm a big Sherlock Holmes enjoyer. I've read the first books. I don't know. They were at my parents' house, and I was also at my parents' house because I lived there and I was a child. And I was reading a lot, so I read them and I liked them a lot.
Yeah.
And that's that. And then I read them again. And then a couple more times.
Yeah, these are all fairly short, I'd say. And not all of them are like murder mysteries. Sometimes they're just a weird puzzle that Sherlock Holmes solves, or a strange thing that occurs and that nobody can quite understand. And then Holmes goes, I understand it.
Sometimes it gets very Monster of the Week, where he's just like, someone is like, Mr. Holmes, something weird happened to me, and he's like, fabulous, tell me more.
He's a weird guy like that.
So many of these stories just are slightly off-kilter person comes into Holmes's office and says, what do you make of this strange thing that's happening to me? And he's like, well, now, this is fun. Pull up a chair, good sir or madam. Want me to get into the summary? I'll go ahead and we'll just kind of do them one by one, I think, as we go here.
Yeah, I think that's probably a smart way to do it.
I think the only thing I wanted to get at the top of the order was that, some of these stories reference past ones that we have both not read and read on the podcast. Study in Scarlet gets referenced in some of these, as well as Sign of 4, which I don't know what that is, and I trust that you two do.
Did we read Sign of 4 on the podcast?
No, we have not.
Oh, I thought we did.
The reason I bring that up is because
we never touched the Sign of 4 yet.
Yeah. So this is post the one where we had to deal with the weird Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever.
They're called Mormons.
They're Mormons.
Fuck! I knew I was wrong as soon as I said it. I know I was wrong as soon as I said it. I was like, fuck, alright, I just say whatever.
God, we got our Christian cults mixed up. God!
Gee willikers, sir. How did we do that? That's all I really had to say at the top of the order, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we will ever cover every Conan Doyle, Holmes story on here, right? But I thought it would be nice. This was the reason why I picked this one next was just because it has a variety of stories. It's not a full novel. It's just a bunch of little short stories that we can kind of just dip into. It's a little bit of a grab bag. And also, this one has a ton of things that Great Ace Attorney pulled from and referenced here. So this is also kind of backfilling all of those so that you can go, oh, yeah, this is what Great Ace Attorney was pulling from, even if sometimes it is just taking a name and assigning it to a random character, and just literally just using the name as a reference, and that's it.
Yeah, I was able to like parse some of the endings of the mysteries because of our experience with Great Ace Attorney, and I was like, "Wow, neat! It's like an Easter egg." Thanks.
Or a spoiler.
Takumi, almost forgot his whole name. Yeah, okay. I think that's all I really got.
Okay.
Yeah, I like how bite-sized these are. I think they are a fun little. I don't know. Like it gets. There's a reason it was successful. It gets it right. You know, the wacky little weekly mystery, and I think these are some silly times.
And this is also how Doyle like ironed out what is now like just what we know as the mystery novel format, you know. Just you know, he's just banging it out here and kind of turning it into a formula that now everybody just knows
things.
You know, and like in some ways like coming back to them now in a way, again, when you come back to the thing that started the thing, you go, well, this is actually kind of basic at times, you know, but at the same time, this is what started it. So, so yes, in a scandal in Bohemia, the soon-to-be married king of Bohemia got catfished 1890s style. He requests that Sherlock Holmes retrieve an indiscreet photo of the king and the very smart and sexy Irene Adler together. Despite Holmes's best efforts, he's outsmarted by, gasp, a woman, and Adler escapes the plot along with the photo. However, Adler, having gotten married herself, leaves behind a note promising to keep the photo private in perpetuity.
So, like, this is the one that inspires Irene Adler, huh?
This is it.
This is the only one she ever shows up in.
This is her only appearance. You will never see her again. She gets occasionally mentioned, and that's it.
Yeah, because, like, later on, I believe it is, I almost called him Watson, fucking is like, there's only been 2 men to outsmart my old Holmes, and a woman.
Yep.
And,
I
like...
think Sherlock says that, actually.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Sherlock is like, I've been beaten 4 times.
I thought it was 3.
Once by men and once by a woman.
Oh, maybe it was 3.
I don't fucking remember.
It doesn't exactly...
3 and 4 are very similar.
But yes, Irene Adler, like, lives in the popular culture a greatly outsized impact compared to the story. And, you know, I guess it doesn't have to be outsized. I guess that depends on your opinion. You know, but,
I mean, she's cool. She's smart. It's fun to have that hyper competent, you know, person like turn the tables on Holmes.
Yeah.
It's just sort of I don't know. People got carried away with her, and sometimes it's fun, and sometimes you're just like, oh, here we go again.
It's just kind of interesting to see culture take a character from a singular Sherlock story and then kind of, I don't want to say proliferate it through stuff that is inspired by it or references it, but I feel like every time I see a Sherlock adaptation, they're like, oh, and don't forget the femme fatale, Irene Adler, and I'm looking at this one, I'm like, did she even... I don't know. I mean, I guess she's fatale. She's definitely femme, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's charming. She disguises herself as a man and tracks Sherlock Holmes back to his house. Like,
yep.
Oh yeah, that was
funny. Focus
funny.
on the fun stuff, everybody.
But like, no, she's the one who took Sherlock's heart, I guess. I don't know. My like experience of Sherlock is like fucking Great Ace Attorney and
now if you just read this book, do you feel like she stole his heart at all, or did he just meet a woman?
He met a woman.
I think that's more fun. Is like Sherlock Holmes meets a woman.
He also met multiple women. I think there's like other women.
Yeah, but like, you know, even Watson's like, well, he's a bit sexist.
It's true, like... yeah. Watson does kind of have a little bit of an aside there.
I think mostly I'm just like, I can't believe they made so much out of nothing, you know? Like, it's all of society was like, oh, Irene. I felt like she was about to be like the Catwoman of fucking everything, and no, she just pranked Sherlock Holmes once.
Yeah. A long time ago, I went on a rant about how sick I was of Irene Adler, and now it all makes sense to everybody.
Yeah, because like I truly don't see fucking anything. Well, I finally met her, I guess. I don't know. I now feel like I've gotten that pulp of culture now totally understood. And every time I see Irene Adler in any form of Sherlock representation, and I will now go, but did you really prank Sherlock? Did you dress up as a man and follow him home?
Yeah.
No response to that.
No one had any response. I love it. Thank God. Yeah. That's you know what? Deserved. Like that's what Irene. I don't know. I kind of wish Irene did more. I felt like I was promised like a fucking like the third character and received like
you
guy
were led
number.
Astray.
I was led astray. I think was there an Irene Adler in not the BBC Sherlock? That's not the one I'm talking about.
I was gonna say, don't ask me that.
Because I know there is. First off, was there an Irene Adler in the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlocks?
Yes, there was.
Mm-hmm.
We watched them, and I have no recollection.
She was in them.
I got it. Understood. I know we have watched it in stream together, and I cannot recall at all. It's kind of incredible.
Well, she is there.
I believe it. Normally, I notice women, but like, I just I can't.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I do find it really funny that the King of Bohemia is like at one point he mentions, oh my God, I wish she was the same class as me. I wish she was the same level. You know, what a woman.
What a woman.
I'm level 99 and she's level 50. It just couldn't have worked between the two of us.
She multi-classed into rogue and I'm a pure build.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes is like, yes, she's very much of a different class than you, Your Majesty. Which is one of my favorite Sherlock Holmes insults.
I do like that at the start of this we do confirm that Watson is married, and then he just hangs out with Sherlock even though he's married sometimes.
Oh yeah, well they're best friends.
You're still allowed to hang out with your bestie even though you're married.
As you read the story, like his wife is just sort of like, oh, well, you know, you've been working really hard. Why don't you go hang out with Sherlock Holmes for the weekend? You know, have a little boys' trip.
Yeah, like a little
this
like.
Makes you feel better.
Go play in the cul-de-sac. You can come back. Just be back by 10. You know.
She's very supportive.
She's very supportive of their friendship, and thank God we need someone to be. I literally don't have anything else to say about the story. Okay. I expected more out of Irene and society, and that just didn't happen. That's fine.
It's fun. Like, it's a good Sherlock Holmes story. There's definitely like a reason it caught people's attention.
Yeah, I liked it.
Stunted on, but like in a fun way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it. That's the story.
I mean, the thing is like the story ends totally on the graciousness, essentially, of Irene, right? Mm-hmm. She's just like, well, I'm married now, so I obviously don't want this photo to ruin my marriage either, so don't worry, I'm just going to keep it to myself, okay? And the king's like, well, all right, great, I guess, bye. That's it. Just like, all right, handshake and on your way.
GG. We trust each other.
There's she truly does just leave him like a GG Mr. Holmes note.
Yes.
Well, he wanted the photo, and I was like, dang.
Truly GG, no re.
No rematch. Oh, I was like, what is that? I had to deep dig into my gamer brain.
It's not real. I don't know if it's even said anymore. Maybe that's old now. I don't know.
We can't be saying these words. It can be old. Never mind. Actually, I take it back. We can. The passage of time is okay, and it's going to happen to all of us.
Yep.
Next story.
Next. In the redheaded league, A pawnbroker, Jabez Wilson, asks Holmes to investigate the strange league that he briefly joined. This supposed league was pointed out by his young pawnbroker shop assistant, Vincent. Upon visiting, they offered him a job solely because of his red hair and paid him to sit in an office and copy down an encyclopedia. After doing this for 8 weeks, the job mysteriously disappears, the office closes down, and the building's landlord doesn't have a clue what the hell Jabez is talking about. Holmes realizes the shop is across from a bank and lays in wait in the basement. There they catch Vincent, actually a criminal named John Clay, and his accomplice as they tunnel upward, thwarting them from stealing the bank's gold.
So, this was referenced in Sherlock Holmes. Not Sherlock, Great Ace Attorney. Jesus Christ. We're an Ace Attorney pod. I gotta get my shit together. It's been like, it's the first time we're recording in 2026, I think. Is that true? Did I just make that shit up? Fuck! Up. Oh my god!
This year.
I'm sweating.
We're doing you know what? It's my fault. I went away to Japanifornia, listeners.
It's your fault.
And so we didn't record for a little bit.
Oh my god, it's so cold and so warm at the same time.
The beautiful state country of Japanifornia, where nobody hit me with a fire extinguisher at all. Kind of a bummer, but oh well.
we get through it.
Yeah.
I just can't believe I'm getting so many facts incorrect one by one. So yes.
But yeah, I mean, the part, there's several things here that I guess if you want to pull Great Ace Attorney references out, I mean, we have a pawnbroker in Great Ace Attorney, and listening to the description of the pawnbroker in this short story, he sounds very much like the pawnbroker we meet in the game, but he is named Windibank, which is a different character in a later story here, you know. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of just, it's all kind of being put together in a blender here in Ace Attorney. But here it's Wilson. Jabez Wilson is the pawnbroker, and he's got his little shop assistant who is, you know, just so dandy and so helpful and wonderful. And but he points out this red-headed league ad to Wilson, who's like, "Oh wow, interesting."
Mm-hmm. I can't believe this guy got hired to write down the encyclopedia. God, I wish that were me. God, fuck.
Well, are you sure you want to be? Are you sure you want to be wrapped up in a scam?
That's kind of what he said. He said, "God, I wish that were me," and then it was like.
I want to. I would. The scam, huh? Let me think about that.
I mean, here's the thing. He did get the money.
He got the money.
He did actually get paid.
Like, Sherlock Holmes is like, you're fine and you're 30 pounds richer than you used to be, which is a significant amount of money back then.
Yeah.
Not nothing.
So, like, this dude's like, I think the fucking pawn shop owner gets out pretty much scot-free. Like, he was tricked.
It's not money. Yeah, it's not like his fault, you know. He's not at fault for this bank robbery because it gets thwarted, so it's fine, you know, and everything. He was just taken advantage of by this criminal.
I do like the idea that these two criminals are like, all right, we want to dig underneath the bank. I know what we'll do. We'll come up with an insane league of redheaded gentlemen in order to trick the pawn shop owner to get out, to leave his residence.
There. Now, how can I get him? How can I get him out of here?
Instead of killing him,
I need him away from the pawn shop so that I can dig uninterrupted, making noise.
I feel like if this was made in the like 1980s, what would have happened is that he would have called his boss and be like, "You just want a free vacation, go on a cruise."
Right.
And then, I don't know, if he had the money to pay for the pounds, he could have actually just sent him on a cruise.
Well, I don't know if they'd invented cruises yet.
No, that's a good point, actually. I don't know when cruises were invented. I feel cruises are... I'm not
going on a carnival cruise in the 1900s. You know, it's just like, well, I'm here on this big steamer, and
all the water is just full of like dead bodies and garbage and shit.
It smells terrible. All I can do is really gamble on the ship.
I'm thinking of that bit from fucking Blazing Saddles. It was like the bitch was inventing the fucking god damn it. What was that bit? I flubbed it so bad.
Sorry.
No.
Recall a bit and immediately fucking it up. I'm sorry.
No. It was the real bitch was inventing the candygram. Yes, because he used the candygram to distract Mongo. Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah, we did it. Yay. Clap for the seal, Tiago. Yay. Fucking hey, you know what? Whoever's listening to this, drink some water. I'm going to drink some water right now. What the fuck is it?
Well, this is a fun little bonus. Again, I just think most of these are pretty fun. Like, I just have a jolly good time.
Thank God Sherlock solves them.
Yeah, like, it turns out, like, this helpful little assistant who's working for half price is, like a 5-time murderer. And, like, he's like he's a con man, he's a forger, he's killed a bunch of people, and they catch him and he's just like, well,
you got me.
Well
played.
You know, this.
What's he say? He's like, cuff me now or something like that. If you would be so kind or something like that. It's very funny.
And he's like, actually, I have royal blood in me, so I'm gonna need you to be a little nicer to me.
Be nice to me right now.
They're like, okay, Your Majesty, and he's like, yeah, that'll do, thank you.
I did like the villain. He was pretty funny. He was a funny guy.
Yeah, this one I feel like does less of the, like, you have all the clues and you have some hints and you figure it out. Because it relies a little more on Sherlock Holmes' proprietary knowledge of the city and etc. But I don't mind it because you still get to watch him, like, run around, do all this silly stuff, and Watson's like, alright, I don't know what he's up to. And then later he explains everything that he's been doing. And you go, ah! And that's kind of fun.
Yeah. I like that.
Like, we don't get told that the bank is across the street at any point until Holmes reveals it before we go to the stakeout, you know? So, you know.
Thank God.
Would this have like occurred to the reader? You know, it's fine. You know.
But you're sort of going like, oh, what's he up to this time? He's walking around. He's
right. You're trying to figure it out as like what could be the thing that he is noticing, right?
And then he's all right, Watson, meet me, and I want you to bring a gun.
Yeah,
bring one gun,
my friend
please.
Who owns a gun. Please go.
We also have like a lot of like elaboration on why there's a whole bunch of gold in this bank. You know.
Because of the
it's like 30,000 Napoleons from the Bank of France is here. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's here because we are investing in this, and our assets are going to be anyway. It's all very silly.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, I appreciate that there's some elaboration on that, but also you can just have gold in the bank too. It's fine.
No, impossible. No gold in the bank.
He thought it was too silly an amount of money.
Too silly.
I have to explain it. It's too big an amount of money.
Well, I guess you want to have enough money to justify that that this John Clay could be spending enough money in the process to make it worth his while, right? To get this much money as well. But you know, the gold outweighs what he spends on Wilson, keeping him away at this Red-Headed League, regardless. So, yeah, another fun little one. And I do also find like the little stakeout with the Scotland Yard inspector and everything there too.
Yeah, the complete darkness.
Yeah, they're just having him wait in all darkness. There's some evocative writing going on there that I noted that I thought was fun. So, but yeah, again, not like too much to like delve into necessarily aside from top level stuff. But yeah, another good one.
Good shit. On to the next.
In A Case of Identity, a woman named Mary Sutherland asks Holmes to find her missing fiancé who disappeared on their wedding day. As Holmes asks for more details about the man, he learns that he was quiet, secretive, didn't take direct letters, and typed out all of his letters to Mary. And she only met him when her overbearing stepfather wasn't in town.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the old stepfather pretending to be your beau trick.
And she also has bad eyesight.
Yes.
Her eyes aren't good either.
Sherlock rightly deduces that this is a farce. He rips into the stepfather, telling him he's a royal asshole, but does stop short of telling Mary the truth, as he suspects she's too smitten and won't believe him anyway.
That's crazy.
That's maybe the wildest part.
Hey, Sherlock, tell her.
So this Mary Sutherland lady, she's got poor eyesight. She's described as being a common folk. She's not like upper class or anything, but she does have a relative who passed away, and she gets bequeathed some money monthly or something like that. That's a not insignificant sum. It allows her to live well as a result. And her mother, who has remarried, to her stepfather now, he keeps saying, no, you don't need a date. You don't need to go out and fraternize with men and get married. You don't need to do that. You need to stay home and stay inside. Don't do anything.
And let me keep having my hand in your pocket. I want it. I want my hand in the money so bad.
Exactly. So when he goes on a trip, one month, she decides she's going to go out to a party, and she meets what she thinks is a very wonderful but soft-spoken man, who she can barely see. And this is, I don't know what, this is like like an old SNL skit type premise of woman who cannot see well, but constantly encounters, somebody who she thinks, oh, you might be a perfect partner for me kind of thing. I don't know. It's just,
she was willing to get married in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was so fast.
That's an insane turnaround. Now,
I said, it is farcical.
there's like, I know there's like a real fucking society of like scammers out there preying on rich women, but like 3 weeks? I couldn't even finish a book in that time. Y'all gonna marry each other? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Good on the dad for realizing like, oh, I actually can't get fucking married to her. That's gonna really complicate things.
Well, that's not really allowed.
It's not allowed.
Well, and also, like,
England,
he's like, I can't keep up this, so yes, that's why he just absconds.
And he also gives a speech that's
going
like,
to France.
can't keep going to France. He gives a speech that's like, oh, and by the way, if I were to ever disappear, love no one else ever again. Make sure that you're truly devoted to me, no one else. And she goes, you got it. And then he immediately fucking pieces out like in the meme. And she fucking hires England's greatest detectives to find him. Brother, I don't know. Yeah, your scam almost worked, my guy. This isn't technically illegal, I think. Get out of here. I like how Sherlock's response is like, I'm not a cop, and starts whipping him with a cane. He's like, I'm not gonna punish you. I'm not a cop. And then fucking starts getting him.
And yeah, he turns around, he goes to grab his riding crop or his whip or whatever to smack him, and he's like, boom, 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 out the door, down the steps, out into the street.
Fucking like, plays the sound off screen, and there's like a puff of smoke where the guy used to be.
Yeah. And this guy...
He can't get him, so he just scares the hell out of him.
Yeah, and this guy, to be clear, also is... His name is James Windibank, the stepfather. So this is where the Windibank name comes from that we get in Great Ace Attorney.
I kind of wish Takumi used... Well, I don't know if it's just straight up Takumi using the name. That's not, like, fair to say. I was like, I wish Takumi would spend more time thinking about his choice. And then I realized, wait, well, what if it wasn't up to Takumi? You know? The name references, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the name references are the same in both Japanese and English, so I don't think that's a localization choice necessarily there. Mm-hmm. Aside from just the choice to keep it the same.
Yeah, but I think that, like, even when writing the initial story, like, it's not like Takumi is responsible for every word that gets into the game. There has to be, like, other writers, and it could have been, like, a decision by another writer.
You'd be surprised. I think he does a majority of the writing, but yes, there are writers who help out along with him. It is not a one-man job entirely.
So. Yeah, so I can't entirely put the blame on the decision to name the pawnbroker Windibank, even though, like, low-key, Windibank is a perfect name for a pawnbroker. I like this one. I think it's fine. Girl,
I mean, I like Sherlock doing a little, like, almost about to do a little extrajudicial justice here on the stepfather, right?
Whoa, you think vigilantism is okay?
I think Sherlock Holmes.
I think it's funny here. I think it's funny.
Vigilantism. What can I say?
But I did see it coming from a million miles away. I will say, like, this is one I'd forgotten about when originally reading, and, like, as I got in here, I was just like, oh, it's her stepfather, like, the first time. And she's like, I met somebody the second I went away. I was like, oh, God.
I was prepared for it to be, like, someone that the family hired or something like that. I didn't think it was just straight up him. Like, my dude, come on, at least get, like, a proxy, you fucking dork. Still, what am I to say? He's the one who's rich. Well, I don't know, London rich in, like, 1800s. Yeah.
But yeah, she's Mary's totally devoted, even though this mysterious fiance has disappeared, and Holmes is like, should I tell her about it? And Watson's like, well, I think so. And Holmes is like, I won't, because she won't believe me anyway. If I tell her the truth, she'll just say, nope, that's impossible. So I'll just let her live in ignorance. And it's just like, are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
My fucking God, dude. Well, God damn it, Sherlock, just fucking tell the truth. All right, yeah, that's fine. Thank God Watson's here to be, like, a voice of reason. I just like him.
Yeah, that's the thing, is, like, actually reading the original books, you come to like Watson quite a bit. Like, he's not like he is often depicted. He's not unintelligent. He's an excellent doctor. He has a gun and he's willing to use it.
He does. He is often willing to use his gun.
Yeah.
And he's a veteran.
He's a nice guy.
And I respect
is a veteran.
Veterans. Yeah.
That's the fun thing about adaptions of Sherlock Holmes, is this really, Watson's a Afghanistan veteran. That's true all the time.
Jesus Christ.
That's the worst.
It never stops
terrifying.
happening. Hey, Britain,
yeah.
like, stop doing that.
God,
why? Yeah. It sucks, but it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it just is always true.
That actually I felt like that hit me over the head. I wasn't prepared for that comment.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not your
fault. I really
fault.
like Sherlock Holmes. I think about it a lot.
It's not like you invented the fucking war.
But yeah, I just wanted to read the quote here at the end, right before Holmes tries to go after Windibank. He says, "The law cannot, as you say, touch you. Yet there is never a man who deserved punishment more. If the young lady has a brother or a friend, he ought to lay a whip across your shoulders, by Jove," he continued. "It is not part of my duties to my client, but there is a hunting crop handy, and I think I shall just treat myself to..." He took 2 swift steps to the whip, but before he could grasp it, there was a wild clatter of steps upon the stairs. The heavy hall door banged, and from the window we could see Mr. James Windibank running at the top of his speed down the road.
It kind of reads like
really
an Edgar,
funny.
It kind of reads like an Edgar Wright bit. Like, I can imagine, like, in Hot Fuzz, like, a character reaching for something.
I'll just treat myself to a little beating of the man.
And then we, like, pan back and, like, we just hear footsteps out the door, and the door slam, and then both of them looking out the window.
Yeah.
Just give him a little scare.
Good stuff.
Also, Holmes indulges in a little bit of old-timey sexism at the very end, because he also says,
so good
"Don't want to snatch delusion from a woman." That's "There's danger for him who taketh the tiger cub, and danger also for whoso snatches a delusion from a woman." okay, man.
You could really just say words whenever you want.
Maybe this is what Watson was talking about when he said you're a little sexist and dismissive of women.
Yeah.
No. It can't be.
It might be.
It might be.
It might be.
All right. That's all I got to say about this one.
Alrighty. Then I guess, let's see here. The next one is in the Boscombe Valley mystery. Holmes is summoned by Inspector Lestrade to help in the case of a son, James, supposedly murdering his own father, Charles. While the evidence is stacked against James, Holmes doubts he did it and begins to unravel essentially an Australian crime novella that happened long ago and the ramifications of which blew up here in England. Charles was instead murdered by John, a cruel man he wronged in the past. There is also a love triangle going on between John's daughter, Alice, James, and James's secret barmaid wife. But this ends up not really mattering at all in the end, so don't worry about it too much. John is near death, so he confesses to the crime and signs a statement that Holmes holds on to in case he ever needs it to exonerate James.
So, like, I feel like in this one, the plot sort of happened, like, before anyone got involved. And then we get to see the ramifications of it.
Yeah, there's like, we have like the distant past, not distant past, but you know, like something that happened 30 years ago or whatever, 40 years ago. Then we have the thing that happened a couple days ago. And then we have Holmes and Watson arrive on the scene. And also Holmes is annoyed that the case has not been handled properly by the time he gets here. He's like, well, you stepped all over the crime scene. You ruined everything. There's hardly any evidence here for me to dig up because you guys have fucked things up so much.
I can definitely see how Sherlock Hound got, like, leverage here. Like, the idea of, like, Sherlock being a dog. Because there's a lot of literary references of, like, and now like a bloodhound on the trail, he stuck his nose deep into near the earth to look for mud and dirt and stuff. He took some dirt.
Dogs do like to do that.
He took some dirt and put it on an envelope. He took some dirt and pushed it around. He took some dirt and threw it over his shoulder.
He picked a rock up.
Put it back down. I know a lot of...
oh, here's a murder weapon, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that was actually... I actually can't believe that he was able to just call a murder weapon. Yeah, this rock's the murder weapon for sure. No problem.
I mean, you know, when he says, like, well, hey, there was grass underneath it, and you think about it, and you go, oh, damn, you're right. Yeah, that probably is the murder weapon, then.
I would have just thought that someone put a rock there. I didn't think it was a murder weapon, but...
But there was a murder with a blunt object nearby, and a murder weapon was not found.
I feel like there's lots of blunt objects that could have been it. I think
it's not definite, but you know what? He's not aiming to convict.
That's true.
He's engaging in his own little vigilante justice again.
That's true. The goal isn't to convict. The goal is to find out the truth.
He has a full confession. He does not need to wonder, is the rock the murder weapon? He gets to go, hey, I know you did it. Did you do it with this rock? And the guy goes, damn, you're right, I did do it with that rock.
You know? I can't believe he fucking said yes, you know? I feel like I would have
he's dying.
Well, that's true. He just didn't want his daughter to get mixed up in bad blood, as he says, even though... So, like, does he even like the kid? And then he straight up goes, yeah, I like him, but I don't know, I don't like his family. Fuck his family. And I just like...
yeah, I mean, it's sort of implied that
is unable to move on from being wronged, and he is incorrect about this, but he can't change his mind because he's an old man who's about to die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it kind of implies, the story kind of implies that they get together anyway.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because the barmaid that James married goes, oh, by the way, I also got secret married to somebody. I know you secret married me, but I also secret married somebody. So guess what? That means
and I married him first.
It cancels out all the marriages that they all just get annulled automatically as a result.
Well, I found out you were maybe a murderer. Well, guess what?
Double marry.
It's so funny. Just like it's partially driving some of the background plot a little bit here, because obviously this is why these two characters are interested in getting together. There's a little bit of tension between them, but then yes, the problem just goes away.
Yeah, it gets handled. They're good.
Sherlock Holmes didn't even do that. That just
I know it's completely unrelated to Holmes. It would have happened regardless.
I just fucking incredible. I can't believe this guy. Good for him for getting off though. He did not get arrested. Yeah.
He did very much get arrested.
Well, he got arrested, but he did not get convicted.
He did not get convicted. And
Holmes never had to use the evidence.
So that guy died. Yippee!
And it's, Watson implies that this is for the best because now they can get married without the horrible specter of what their fathers had done haunting them.
Right.
They can be free. Sounds nice, I suppose.
Free! Yeah, good shit. I can't believe I've never heard of the story before in my life, and I did not know what the ending was going to be, but I kind of could have guessed it was the other guy. I feel like at this point, if you're reading a Sherlock Holmes story, and like 5 characters are introduced, one of the characters is definitely behind it. There's not just going to introduce a new guy. Maybe that's just good mystery writing. That is
extremely rare for them to just be like, and here's another guy.
Yeah, just like a whole new guy.
It can happen, and there are some... I do recall some cases where there is no one who, like, quote-unquote, did it. Like something is a mystery, not because it is a crime or a murder, but because it's a weird thing that happened. And it just Sherlock Holmes figures out what it was. Like that's it.
That's it.
I don't think any of these do that. These are all solid crimes.
Good crimes.
Sort of, more or less crimes.
More or less crimes. All right. Do you have anything else for this one, Rose?
Guess not.
Cool. Yeah. Whoa. Right. I didn't think that.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Okay. I bumped my bike and turned it off by accident. That's what happened there.
Did you say mic or bike?
My mic.
I heard bike for
Rose
some
is actually biking the entire time that she's podcasting.
Oh my God, if I would be so thin if I was doing
stationary bike.
God.
Oh, but it would sound horrible.
It would sound bad.
The sound quality, listeners, just awful. No, I like this one as well. I don't think it's quite like the highest level of Sherlock Holmes mystery. But it's nice enough. It's pretty short, and you get some characterization for Holmes and Watson. And Lestrade is there briefly.
I like that it puts them outside of the office, yes. To like further away. Like they actually have to travel for it. There's that. I learned a bunch of new old-fashioned words here in this one that I got to look up and be like, what's this mean? Okay, that's interesting. That kind of thing. Oh, here's a word that I can't say anymore.
Yeah.
Those will come up occasionally.
And that's which is funny. That's just entertaining. That's just language, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this one was a fun one. Even if, yes, it's very obvious who did it. It's more just like, well, can they prove that the kid James didn't do it?
Yeah.
Can they find the evidence? So
yeah.
All right, well then the next one we covered is in the 5 Orange Pips. We learned that not only is the KKK crazy racist, they also apparently have an assassin network that'll track you overseas.
Yeah.
A man named John Openshaw reports that his racist uncle died after receiving a letter with 5 orange seeds inside promising his imminent death. He burns many mysterious documents, but then soon dies, seemingly via an accident. Next, his father takes over his uncle's estate, and the same thing happens to him. Now, John has received the letter, but before he can prove the documents but before he can prove that the documents were indeed burned by his uncle, he also dies in an apparent accident. Holmes knows it's the KKK doing this due to them signing the letters with KKK.
Yep.
He starts to set in motion a plan to get revenge on these killers, but before he can, their boat gets destroyed in a storm on their way back to their home planet.
Sherlock Holmes did that. He crashed their ship. You gotta
Just
prove
the fury, his righteous fury of wanting to like get racists arrested. Summoned a storm out in the ocean and then just died.
Asked him for help and he wasn't able to help him, so he was really angry.
Yeah, he's like, I guess I'm gonna try to get revenge on the KKK now.
Again, another Conan Doyle story where he's just like, hey, look what the Americans are doing. Yikes.
Yeah, this did kind of read a lot like the Mormon one. Because that one was like guy running away from his experience in America only for his experience to catch up with him. The 5 Orange Pips. Let's talk about this. The story is called The 5 Orange Pips. He gets sent a letter, and there's 5 orange little dots in there, and then a letter saying, do some shit, signed the KKK. We, as Americans, are like, we know what the KKK is, because we're in America. Was the KKK not common in England? Did they not know? They must have. Right?
I mean, I don't think they spent a lot of time on it.
I just think that having a section of the story be like, Watson, go find my book with the K's in it, and I'll tell you what it is. It's the
Fetch the encyclopedia. Quick to Wikipedia.
Yeah. I mean, again, like the Scarlet, it is. Sorry, I'm reconfiguring here. The Mormon stuff basically is, again, it is something that was probably known by some people, but it was not like popularly known. It wasn't like culturally just something that everybody would talk about. It would be something you'd bring up as an anecdote or something amusing, like, have you heard about this thing, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I imagine at this time, that's also kind of how the KKK would be handled. And also it was at this time, I believe specifically when this story came out, the KKK was not nearly as active. It was had way more died down at this specific point in time, right?
God, we gotta go back.
So hold on, I do have something I want to go back in. Tiago, you said he got a letter with 5 orange dots. Do you know what an orange pip is? I'm so sorry to do this on the podcast.
You're really gonna do this to me right now?
Listeners might be wondering. You're not the only person. What the fuck is an orange pip?
I did say it in the description.
Is a seed? Is an orange seed?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought they were the little when you have like a fruit and the little bit of stem is still on it and it's an orange and you gotta like pick it off. I thought that was what it was when I was a kid, and my mom was like, "No."
Damn.
Like, okay.
No, it's a seed.
Absolutely not.
Confession. Even reading this story, I did not know what an orange pip was. I know they explain it, and I know that Ben just explained it now, but
they don't explain what it is in the story.
Yeah.
So a lot of people could be reading it and not knowing what an orange pip is. It's not a commonly thought of, spoken word, but that's what it is.
Thank you, Rose.
It is really funny that the Wikipedia page for the 5 orange pips does have an image of orange seeds on it.
That's really funny. It does.
Just in case you would like to know what an orange pip is, modern reader, it is a seed. That's all.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have just called it orange seeds. Yeah.
So that's very funny that when you pull up the Wikipedia page for it, it's just like, by the way, here's an illustration.
So, actually, a lot of people are wondering what the fuck is an orange pip, and you are not alone by any means.
I know, but I was just gonna let it go, and
No, I want to. Everyone's gonna learn a word today,
including me,
including you. The listeners, yes, but also you, apparently.
Lamel.
I learned a lot of words from reading these. I understand why I was insufferable in middle school.
I knew you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember shit about middle school.
You knew me once I'd gotten a little bit better because I'd discovered anime, which again sadly made me better.
Yeah. If you're only introduced to Sherlock, if you're only introduced to Sherlock Holmes, if you introduce anime later, they might grow. They might become a better person. Who knows?
If all you know is like classic literature, that's not true. I also knew a lot of science fiction and fantasy. I was extremely cool.
Hell yeah.
This is probably commonly known, but I figured I might as well bring it up now. But since we're talking about anime, I mean, does this is like, again, I think this is common. Everybody knows that, like, from Death Note, the character L, all of his, like, poses and everything are pulled from descriptions of Sherlock Holmes, right?
No.
I recall something to the effect.
I don't recall.
L, sits with his knees pulled up under his chin.
Yeah.
Which is something that Holmes is described as doing in one of these stories. I forget which one. And like putting his finger on the bottom of his lip, I believe, is also another thing that, you know, Holmes is described as doing. Again, it's just one of those things where that, you know, everybody's like, oh, weird, quirky anime boy. Guess what?
Psych, it's
Doyle invented the quirky anime boy first.
He sure did.
So, like, how the fuck does that explain Nier? All right, I'm actually okay. So I'm so sorry. I know we're talking about something right now, but I do need to think about this.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Death Note podcast.
No, it's not a whole podcast. It's not a whole podcast. I just have questions about Nier. Was he a Sherlock reference, or was he just like that?
I don't know this offhand. I'm sorry, I can't answer this question for you right this second.
Oh my god, that's fine. That's fine.
Would you like me to Google it right now?
No, I don't want you to Google it right now.
Google it on the podcast.
No.
Everybody, I'm normal amount of jet lagged.
I'm insane.
I mean, you got to remember that, like, that second half of Death Note basically is kind of you know, a lot of different story decisions are being made after that. I guess I'll be vague. Plot twist in the middle of Death Note that happens.
There's something that happens in Death Note. It's 2026. Figure it out.
It's 2026. Yeah, if you haven't watched Death Note by now or read it, I guess, you know.
Posting fakes about Death Note, I guess.
Spoilers for Death Note.
Spoilers for Death Note.
But yeah, so all that to say, Watson doesn't know who the KKK are, but Sherlock does.
Thank God.
And but everybody keeps dying who's involved with this, because they want to these secret assassins from the KKK want some kind of documentation that the uncle originally had, I assume had some secret, you know, wrongdoings or records on it, and they wanted to be sure that they were destroyed. But how can you prove that something was destroyed?
That's actually like a good fucking point. How do you prove that shit?
Holmes was like, you better put like the empty box and whatever you have left out there on the sundial, like they asked you to, ASAP. And he's like, okay, I'll go do that. And he walks home and dies on the way home.
Yeah. Oh God.
And then yes, then the strange you know, Americans on this boat out in the Atlantic, it crashes, and well, problem solved, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Couple more dead racists. Holmes doesn't have to worry himself about it.
God says, let me handle that one.
I got it. You know, just straight up like, I got it.
So
Captain.
kind of anticlimactic, but you know.
But sometimes it do be like that.
Sometimes it do be like that. All right, good shit.
Okay. The final story that we covered today is The Man with the Twisted Lip, in which a woman sees her husband in a second floor window desperately flailing and then disappear. But wait, he's at work. So why is he at this random opium den in another town? She rushes inside, but finds no one except for a disfigured beggar named Hugh Boone. It appears her husband leapt or fell into the River Thames. However, Holmes realizes this is a very simple case and interrogates Boone by giving him a bath. This wipes off his makeup and prosthetics that he used to disguise himself, revealing the missing husband. He promises to no longer pretend to be a beggar, to make fat stacks of cash, and runs along home to his wife.
No crime committed, just a guy hanging out at the opium den.
We get a couple pages of like introduction with Watson hanging around, going. Just he, a friend comes and is like, I need your help. Help me find my husband. He's going off again on another bender to the opium den. Can you go help me find him? And so Watson goes and does this, finds the man, gets him on a cab home, and then his wrist is immediately grabbed by a mysterious man who, on the ground, who, of course, is Holmes in disguise. And starts the story in earnest then.
I really like their the fucking. I really enjoy the beginning of the story because it like is focused mostly on Watson and like what he does in his day-to-day life. He has a patient he has to take care of. His patient goes to him when he can't find his fucking husband, her fucking husband. I also really like the fact that Sherlock Holmes is just here, like doing his own shit. He was just like, yeah, I was investigating that guy. But what you up to? You free? You good? You free?
Yeah, you want to come hang out, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, like while all this is happening, like Watson has a job. He is a doctor.
He's hanging out with his wife, Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, honey, should I go? I need to go and I guess help out here." And she's like, "Go ahead." I also do like the line where Watson says, that was always the way. Folk who were in grief came to my wife like birds to a lighthouse," which paints a nice picture of his wife as a very sympathetic person. And of course, she lets him go off on his crazy adventures.
Yeah. Like, anytime he talks about his wife, it's all about how great she is. Like, wife guy. Huge energy. And you know what? Good for him. Maybe we should read The Sign of Four. Maybe not, though, because it's got some weird shit in it.
Oh God, yeah.
There's some shit in that one.
So like this story, we can find the I want to say I kind of saw this one because this is just straight up a reference. Well, no, this is not straight up a reference. There was a reference to this story in Great Ace Attorney with that guy with the huge fat fucking lip. Remember him? Yeah. I hated that guy.
Yeah. His name was actually Hugh Boone, and he was
doing
not the exact
kind of
same,
this.
But
yeah.
I wish
there's like a few extra like things that they link it into, but yeah, essentially the basics are all still there. It's this, guy is pretending to be a beggar to earn some extra money on the side.
I wish that Takumi had a different drawing for that guy. I didn't like the fat lip guy for some reason. I don't know,
like the model over.
No, I didn't. I don't know why.
Well, it has to be turned into something comical in the game instead of here. It's
he has like a split lip.
Debatable handling of how this story treats beggars, people who are addicted to drugs, and everything in between.
Well, being addicted to drugs is a bad thing was sort of recently being invented.
It's true.
Considering that Sherlock Holmes himself is addicted to drugs.
Yes, that comes up here.
And Watson is like, you should do a little bit less cocaine. Like the doctors were just starting to go, hey, maybe doing a shit ton of cocaine and opium is actually really bad for you.
Straight up going like, hey man, you good? To like the guy fucking inhaling cocaine by the gallon.
Now, Sherlock Holmes is unmedicated ADHD, so maybe a little cocaine is actually helpful for him. But still,
not too much. You gotta have your nose working.
Not too much. Yeah.
Not too much. Don't do too much cocaine.
We gotta take it easy.
Yeah.
I like the story.
A fun little twist.
I like that at the very end, he's like, "Dude, you're not going to arrest me, are you?" And then the entire crowd goes, "I don't know, get out. Stop doing this." Low-key, this guy was making more money begging. I don't know. Maybe.
I was going to say, would you really be actually making this much cash?
He's really good at it. This guy has.
They sort of imply that he does like
he's
partly
riffing.
a theater thing. Like
he's letting people harangue him, and he's firing back in a funny and compelling way, is what the story implies, right? Is that like they say he has like a really sharp wit and is able to play with people who walk past him on the street in that kind of way with repartee. So that makes people like kind of smile and more inclined to throw him some money. So that's definitely helping for sure. I just don't know if that's enough to substitute not having a job.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And supporting your family.
He was able to. He bought a house. He bought a house and met somebody. That's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, and like he's good at it, and it's sort of implied that like because he's been at it for so long, and he has this pitiable features like.
Right.
People, because of how he's done his makeup, he does extra well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand the story justification, and I think it makes sense to me. I just don't know.
Yeah.
In as far as the story goes, it's fine. As far as me making a joke about reality, I don't know about that in real life. But like in the story, it's fine. It's fun, and I do think it's really funny that we like have this extra. Character, the guy who runs the opium den, who's just like, no, absolutely not, ma'am. You cannot come upstairs. And she's like, no. I saw my husband. Let me the fuck up there.
And that guy is a real one. He gets paid to stay loyal, and he stays loyal.
Yeah. Like he never changes his story. He stays on topic the whole time.
And I think again, like going back to like how he made this much money. Again, absolutely preposterous, but like I remember I used to work in an area where there would be a lot of people, begging for money, and they would get a significant amount. It's just that when you are going from the absolute rock bottom, like you're homeless, like that money goes away.
Yeah.
You can't keep it. You'll lose it. Things happen, the car you're living in breaks down, like you gotta do stuff. This guy had a 9-to-5.
He was just supplementing his income.
He was saving money. He didn't have to spend it to survive.
This guy's the ideal outcome of like the gig economy.
Yeah, so like he actually kind of sucked. Like I'm not gonna judge him for getting by, but like
somebody crunched the numbers here. Actually, I just saw that the Wikipedia page has the numbers. He claims he makes £700 a year from his begging work.
That seems a lot.
That is, of course, 96K in pounds in 2023.
No, that's sorry. That can't be right.
I hate money. I hate money so much.
That Wikipedia is claiming here.
Maybe, I have a theory.
Okay.
Maybe Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was not the best at math.
Oh.
You think he wrote 700 pounds and thought, that's a nice big number that sounds impressive
really
enough
cool
to like really sell this.
He could have just thrown in a line about like, and he like started investing it or something. Like, and they would have been like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. But that's too much.
I'm just saying that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of money to be
making.
I'm also not good at math. Yeah, I think he was just bad at math. Bad job on that one.
Listen, you can be the best street performer ever, but I don't think you're making
that much money.
I don't think you're making nearly 100K a year off that.
No.
But yeah, so this one is another fun one. I do like there's like a little bit of like story plotting around the coat being found in the river, and like that there's coins in it to weigh it down so that it doesn't, get found immediately, that sort of thing. We do have the clothing folded up in the corner that's left over, which of course immediately made me go, yes, these men are one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
But Sherlock Holmes is actually stumped for like a whole, I don't know, like 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah, and then he's like, we got to go visit this Hugh Boone guy in the jail cell where they've locked him up, and he's sleeping, and he just goes in while he's sleeping and just starts scrubbing at his face.
Yeah,
honestly, that would piss me off if I fucking was sleeping and I wake up to like some guy fucking scrubbing my face. That would just kill me. I would be mad.
I also like that the way that Holmes reaches this deduction is by meditating, essentially.
Yeah.
He just like he builds a pillow fort and sits in it and closes his eyes for several hours and then goes, aha!
Yeah. He solves it.
Like, and he immediately is like, Watson, I'm the stupidest person on earth. I can't believe I didn't figure this out.
He lost to something that he would have done to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. He needed to.
Yeah, it's like, you did this at the start of the story, man.
He needed to turn his thinking. Around? About, maybe? We have no insight into this. He just goes into his pillow fort and then comes out and is like, I figured it out.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
It's really silly.
Okay. Good short bite-sized reads. You're all able to get through a story in like half an hour.
It's nice. It's good.
It's nice and chill. I like a good short story.
Yeah, these are pretty good. I think he might be onto something. I think some people might really like this if we start spreading it around. This Sherlock Holmes thing.
You think it's gonna pop off?
I think it might pop off.
No, I don't think it has any legs.
Now you're just being contrary on purpose.
There's certainly no way that these will get so popular that one day when the series ends, it will cause widespread riots and anger across all of Europe.
It's not as good as Misery, by Stephen King.
Put that on the book cover.
It's
not quite as good as Misery by Stephen King.
Yeah, Tiago did.
Still pretty good, but not as good as Misery by Stephen King.
Speaking of using cocaine to be productive.
Oh, thank God. I'm excited to read the next half of this. I hope that I get to see more of Sherlock Holmes and Watson's funny adventure. I gotta try so hard not to call him Wilson. It is like literally like it is.
I'm
now
sure
you see
somebody's
why
gonna.
I was having issues while we were playing Greatest Attorney.
Yeah, I think I said Sholmes once earlier while we were recording this podcast. Mm-hmm. So
that's fine. You can say Sholmes.
Forgive me, gentle listener, when I misspeak. So yeah,
if they couldn't forgive us, they wouldn't be here.
Damn.
So that was our 6 stories for the first half here. Yeah, I think these are fun ones. So we will continue that next time. That'll do it for us this week, I think. As always, you can keep up with the show via our website, updatedautopsy.report, which has all of our social media accounts on there, all of our links. You can also go to our YouTube channel, which features our Let's Plays and other fun videos at youtube.com/@Yotseben. You can follow me on Blue Sky under the username Yotseben. Tiago, where can people find you?
Right now, just Tiago time on Blue Sky. I gotta rework my fucking socials. We live in a society. Holy shit, dude. Everyone take care.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, go fucking, oh god. Yeah. I'm done talking.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm done. I mean it too.
Okay. How about you, Rose?
It's my turn to talk. You can find me at Rose Nonsense on Blue Sky and various other social media, but mostly Blue Sky. You can also just kind of find me taking a nap, recovering from visiting beautiful Japanifornia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Southern California. So no. ate some excellent food, and now it's time to sleep off my extreme jet lag. Holy shit. I had a fun airplane adventure, and now I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you'll find me this week. Just taking a nap.
I'm glad you're resting.
I will be resting. And so should all of you listeners. Please take a nice nap and drink a glass of water.
I'm gonna drink water right now.
Yes, success.
When people are talking about like things happening in the world, I always think of this old Evelyn Wu tweet, which is an image of George W. Bush, and it says there's an old saying in Lenin. I know it's in Marx, probably in Lenin. It says there are decades where nothing happens, and there are other weeks where lots of stuff happens really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
And that's kind of what things feel like sometimes, including that exact way
Getting
that everything's
mixed up
phrased.
about Marx and
just like
I really thought you were doing like a fucking Ralph bit from the Muppets.
No, he actually sounded like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's just how he used to sound. I
forgot.
God,
we.
You know I'm gonna have to edit that out of the podcast, man.
Now you're gonna have to edit the part out where I say yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
I'll go quiet.
Hey, everybody.
I'm sweating. It's fucking Wednesday, my dude.
If I speak, I will be in big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble. So thank you so much for listening. We hope you'll rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Next time, we will be reading the remaining 6 short stories in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Bye.
See you next time, everybody. Bye.
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 Was gonna go.
Okay, when you could scream,
I feel like
scream like "hoo-ah," and that was enough to get you out of the presidential race.
Yes.
That's a wild. What a weird time.